Hello friends and welcome into NFL Daily. I am your host Tom Downey. NFL draft season, spelled SZN by the way, never actually ends, so let's break down my 2020 NFL mock draft. Now before we get into it here, a couple of things I want to remind everybody on, and one ask as well. If you want more NFL draft coverage, like this video, show the bosses and the fat cats here at Chat Sports that, hey, we should do more draft coverage. I want to, but I want to only do it if you guys want to. So make sure you like that video. Also, do not blame me and do not be upset. I do not want to see comments saying, why is team drafting so high? This draft order is based on the current NFL draft order if the season ended today. So you can't blame me if your team is drafting too high. Although, if you're happy with where your team is drafting in the back half of the first round, you're welcome. I take full credit. It's just what I do. I make you guys happy. All right, moving on to the actual mock draft here. Number one, and this was actually tough for me. It's Tua out of Alabama, the quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, he's great. He plays for a great team. He makes incredible throws. He's not flawless. He's a great prospect. The biggest thing for me, though, was, and we'll get to him here in a little bit, can you pass on Chase Young? Could this be a Myles Garrett type scenario for Miami? I don't know. That's going to be a long, and I think a debate we have often, assuming the Dolphins are drafting at number one or near the top. Number two, then, the Cincinnati Bengals here. Justin Herbert. Let's go back-to-back quarterbacks. If you're drafting early, in most cases, that means you don't have a franchise quarterback. Bengals do not have one in Andy Dalton. By the way, fun note, Tua and Justin Herbert, neither of them have thrown an interception yet this year. Knock on wood, hopefully I didn't jinx them this weekend. Number three, the Redskins here. Jeudy. They don't really need an edge rusher. Maybe you could go offensive line, but I think Haskins could use some more help beyond just Terry McLaurin. Give him Jeudy, who I love as a wide receiver. Number four, the Denver Broncos. I didn't have a great feel for this. Do they go quarterback? But they just took Drew Lock. I'll give him Christian Fulton, who I love as a cornerback out of LSU. There were many in the NFL who liked him more than Greedy Williams last year. Denver could lose Chris Harris. They need some help. Number five, perhaps the best player, at least for now, in this year's draft. That is Chase Young out of Ohio State. And yes, I know the level of competition has not been great for Ohio State. Chase Young already has 8 sacks, guys. He's on pace for just stupid numbers. I call him the Predator, by the way. There are some photos out there. He is absolutely huge. He's been a fantastic prospect this year. He only slides down to the Jets because of team needs. Denver does not need an edge. The Redskins don't. Bengals and Dolphins went quarterbacks instead. So as of right now, Young is my favorite NFL draft prospect. Of course, we still have several months of the year left. Everything could change. That's the nature of the NFL draft. So let me know in the comments section who your favorite NFL draft prospect is right now. I'm sure we'll get to most of your answers here. Maybe it's some offensive linemen. And that's what the Arizona Cardinals need. I'm taking Andrew Thomas, the offensive tackle out of Georgia. You got to find someone to protect Kyler Murray. Thomas can be that guy for you. Number 7 now, the Miami Dolphins. By the way, this pick is via the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got their quarterback. Let's get him some offensive line help. Tristan Wirfs, the offensive tackle out of Iowa. A right tackle entering this year, but is now playing left tackle because of injuries on the Iowa offensive line. I think he goes early round 1. Now, today's show is brought to you guys by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NFL120 for a 120% deposit bonus. You put down $50, they're going to give you $64 free. A free pro tip, by the way. Keep betting against the Miami Dolphins. They are not going to win games this year. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NFL120. We mentioned Chase Young going number 5 to the Jets. A.J. Epinesa, the edge rusher out of Iowa. Maybe a little bit more of a true 4-3 guy, but I think both those players can play both spots in 3-4 and 4-3 as edge guys. Falcons need pass rush help. They get a good one in Epinesa. Number 9, the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about Jeffrey Okudah? He was okay last year for Ohio State, some flashes, but this year, Okudah's taken a huge step forward. A fantastic athlete, has made a bunch of plays in the ball. You guys see that Nebraska game? He's the best player on the field, I thought, in that one. Also, by the way, Jalen Ramsey, I don't know if he's going to be part of the Jags' long-term future. Number 10, Jake Fromm from Georgia, not State Farm, fun fact. Look, I know the Colts have Jacoby Brissett. But if they're drafting top 10, that probably means he wasn't good enough for them. Now, Fromm is an efficient game manager so far, but he's also been limited by the Georgia, you Cowboys fans of those, a Scott Linehan-style offense of run, and barely pass the football. The rest of the year will be big for him, but I know the NFL is high on him. Number 11, one of my personal favorites, that is Isaiah Simmons. Is he a linebacker? Is he a safety? Who cares? It's 2019. You need those types of players. I'll put him at linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens. I think he'd be a day one starter for them. Number 12, the New York Giants. I thought about offensive line. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb, though. Some have him as the number 1 wide receiver in what is an absolutely loaded wide receiver draft class. Getting CeeDee Lamb, who's a different type of player than Golden Tate and Sterling Shepard, would be a big help to Daniel Jones, who in theory is the Giants' franchise quarterback. Number 13, the Oakland Raiders. Raiders fans got mad at me last year for saying they could go quarterback, and now some of them want a quarterback, but I'm going to go receiver here. Maybe they sign somebody, maybe they move on to Derek Carr, whatever. 13th's kind of in that awkward range. Do you want to go with a quarterback? Do you not? Either way, they definitely, there's no doubt about this, they need another weapon at wide receiver. I like Tyrell Williams. Renfro's a nice slot. You need somebody, though. And Ruggs brings the speed and deep threat ability that Oakland just doesn't really have on a consistent basis right now on their roster. And Ruggs, by the way, some think that he's better than Jerry Jeudy around the NFL. Now, speaking of the Oakland Raiders, what is their biggest team need? Let me know in the comments section. Is it receiver, linebacker? Do you want some interior line help? Quarterback? Let me know. And by the way, stay tuned, Raiders fans. There is another first-round pick for you guys coming up here in just a little bit. But let me know what you guys think there in the comments section. Number 14, and as a Cowboys fan, this pains me dearly because this is such a great pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is my favorite match I made. Grant Delpit, who I love, a safety out of LSU, can play in the box, can play free. He's fantastic. Safeties tend to slide. Right, Derwin James. Eagles need safety help. Delpit comes in. This is a home run pick. Number 15, another one of my guys. That's Jordan Love out of Utah State. Is Marcus Mariota the answer at quarterback? I don't know. And here's the thing. If the Titans miss the playoffs, it's probably not on the defense. It might not be on the offensive line. At that point, I think you got to go quarterback here. Jordan Love might need a year because he is really, this year in general has been a roller coaster year for Jordan Love. The highs are way up there. He makes some awesome throws and he makes some dumb decisions. A little bit of a gunslinger in that mold there. I know the numbers aren't that great, but he has 5 interceptions this year. He threw 6 the previous 2 years. I think he's going to be a first-round pick. Julian Okwara next up here to the Carolina Panthers. I'm a big fan of Brian Burns. I love that pick and player at the time. They still need another option. Mario Addison is going to be a free agent. I think bringing in Okwara, who I think would fit in the Panthers scheme, would be a good move. Number 17, the Tampa Bay Bucks. I wasn't really sure where to go with this one. I thought about defensive line, edge rusher, but I didn't love the players left on the board and their fit. I'll go offensive tackle out of Alabama. Alex Leatherwood here can play both sides of the line. DeMar Dotson seems to have a short shelf life long-term for the Bucks, and I'm not a big fan of Donovan Smith either. Number 18, the last of the quarterbacks in this mock draft. That's Jacob Eason, the quarterback out of Washington. Kirk Cousins is not it. I think that's very clear right now. Now, Eason hasn't played a ton, but the tools are certainly there. And if Minnesota wants to continue to be a run first and maybe use some play action offense, I think Eason fits that mold very well. So let me know in the comment section. We went through all 5 of my first round quarterback picks right here. We went through Love, Eason, Fromm, Herbert, and Tua. Who's your favorite? I did not slot Jalen Hurts in the first round. I did not slot Joe Burrow. Both of those players have no doubt helped their stock so far, and the Senior Bowl will also be very important for those two as well. And I think at this point they're tracking towards at least being even a day 2 pick. I would not have said that about Jalen Hurts entering this year. Number 19, the Detroit Lions, PAULSON ADEBO, the quarterback out of Stanford. Some conflicting views around him, but I like him. Detroit needs quarterback help. Moving on now to number 20 here. That is the Seattle Seahawks. I got them taking defensive tackle out of Auburn, Derek Brown. I like Derek Brown. The value is really good here. Maybe he could play a 1 or a 3 technique. I think Seattle could use one more great defensive lineman on that interior. Jerron Reed, Derek Brown, and if you want to throw in LJ Collier and Jadeveon Clowney front, that's pretty good right there. And before we get to the projected playoff teams, who is your NFL playoff sleeper team? Let me know in the comment section. I would assume for most of these, one of those teams we just discussed and inside the top 20 there. Let me know in the comment section, though, your playoff sleeper team. Number 21, the Cleveland Browns here. The offensive tackle out of Auburn, Prince Tega Winoga. A fantastic name, by the way, a great athlete. Let's get Cleveland some more offensive line help. They need it. Number 22, the Clemson running back, Travis Etienne. Melvin Gordon is on his way out. Let's replace him with a new, fun, dynamic running back who puts up good numbers and, by the way, can absolutely fly. All right, number 23 now, the Dallas Cowboys, Bryce Hall, the cornerback out of Virginia. Byron Jones, Anthony Brown, they're both free agents. Hall was incredible in 2018. But I've heard the buzz that maybe the NFL isn't as high on Hall as I am, and I think at least some are out there. 2 interceptions, 21 pass breakups last year. He's now down to just 4 pass breakups this year. Fits the mold for a Chris Richard defense. I think the cornerback ordering is one we're going to go back and forth on all the way up until draft week. Number 24, the Green Bay Packers. Let's get them another dynamic wide receiver option. That's Laviska Shenault. He's almost a running back receiver hybrid. He's incredible. My biggest concern, injuries. He's kind of consistently banged up. That's a big red flag for me. Today's show brought to you guys by BetDSI, chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NFL120. Come combine and draft season, the true draft season, the heart of it. There are going to be all kinds of prop bets on BetDSI. Let's make some money together. Use chatsports.com/bet, promo code NFL120. I'll tell you what the best bets are. Made a lot of money last year at the combine. We'll do it again this year. All right, to pick number 25, this one to the Miami Dolphins via the Houston Texans. Tyler Biadasz, the center out of Wisconsin. 3 first-round picks for the Miami Dolphins. They can set themselves up for an absolute haul if they have some lucky breaks and wheel and deal or whatever. Here's what I had for them. Your quarterback, your new either left tackle or right tackle. I'd say left doesn't really matter, though, with Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. And a legitimate center in Tyler Biadasz. I call him Tyler Badass, by the way, because I love his play style. You do that, you're helping your offense in a big way, and then probably get a receiver, a back, maybe Jonathan Taylor at the top of round 2. I'm just throwing out ideas here for Miami. They're going to be a fun team to mock draft for this year. All right, the Buffalo Bills, number 26 overall, Yetur Gross-Matos, the edge rusher out of Penn State. Got to get one more guy out there because Shaq Lawson has not been great. Number 27, Trevon Diggs, a cornerback out of Alabama. I like Diggs quite a bit, was hurt a pretty good portion of last year. Has the size, speed, ball skills you want. Everyone drink, by the way. And the LA Rams, by the way, could lose one or both of Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters. They're both free agents after this year ends. Back to the Oakland Raiders here, pick number 28 from the Chicago Bears. I wasn't sure on this one because of the injury, Dylan Moses has, if he were healthy, and if he hadn't gotten hurt and was playing all year, he would have been a top 15 mock draft pick for him. But because he suffered the torn ACL before the season, I'm really not sure where he's going to go. So I put him here because Oakland needs an impact linebacker. Moses, talent-wise, is a steal here, but the injury is a big red flag, at least for me. Number 29, the New Orleans Saints, T. Higgins out of Clemson. Give them one more receiver. I thought about Jalen Reagor here, but I think Higgins is a better player. Number 30, the New England Patriots. I think this is where the range of Javon Kinlaw is going to be. He looks like a freak, looks like Tarzan, and also shows flashes of playing like Tarzan. That's a big thing there. Still a bit inconsistent, but if you're a team drafting the last 10 picks of round 1, take the freak athlete, maybe you get a star defensive lineman. Number 31, the San Francisco 49ers. They call me a hater, yet I've got them making it to the Super Bowl. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like I'm not a hater at all. I got them taking Creed Humphrey, an interior offensive lineman out of Oklahoma. Can play center, can play guard. I think the Niners could use one more upgrade on the interior. You could kick Humphrey to guard, or maybe you kick Weston Richburg over to guard. All kinds of options there. I think this is about the right range for him. Maybe he goes round 2. He has been the glue guy for that Oklahoma offensive line that lost so much talent this past year. Now, speaking of the 49ers, how many wins will they have this year? I know we got a lot of Niners fans who are watching, so let me know in the comments section. I believe the answer you guys want is 16. So there you go. Moving on now to the Kansas City Chiefs. They are slotted here at number 32. Again, it's not my draft order. I'm just going to take credit for Chiefs and 49ers fans. DeAndre Swift, the running back out of Georgia. Yeah, you got LaShawn McCoy. Darwin Thompson's barely playing. You got the Williams guys, Damian and Darrell. Let's get them a legit number 1 back. Imagine DeAndre Swift, Patrick Mahomes, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, DeMarcus Robinson, McCole Hardman. God, Travis Coates, that's such a dynamic and fun offense. So again, we are limited here because there are only 32 picks in the first round. So I did want to throw in a couple of honorable mentions here. Marvin Wilson from FSU has really impressed me this year. Jonathan Taylor is a first round caliber player. 2 Bama guys, Xavier McKinney, Raekwon Davis, but Davis has not really impressed the most so far at Alabama. Lucas Niang and Jalen Reagor at TCU. I think one of those guys goes round 1. And then Curtis Weaver, and also I want to quickly mention Alton Robinson out of Syracuse as well. So all right, guys, make sure you like this video if you want more NFL draft coverage, and feel free to chime in the comments section too if I left out any players you wanted to go in the first round.